Hello guys, this is Mike from McProgramming.org. I'm going to talk to you guys about strings in Python. Alright, so what a string is it's a sequence of characters, and each character has a unique position. A string pretty much can be any word, sentence, it can even be numbers, and the way that the syntax of it is it's going to either be in double quotes or single quotes. And we can give a variable name. I'm just going to say str. That's the common string object name. But you can name it whatever you want. I'm just using this as an example because that's a variable that you may see in the future. So let's say hello Python programming. Alright, so that's a string, and if we print that out, all we have to do is str. It says hello Python programming, and it prints it out with a single quote. So that tends to be the Python standard way of doing it, but it accepts both ways. And coming from other languages, I tend to use the double quotes, and most other languages do too, but either one will work. And let's just say that we had a sentence where there's a quotation inside. Let's say str equals, I'll start with single quotes and I'll say hello and pretend that Python had quotation marks around it like this. Python programming. Alright, there we go. So that's valid because the string starts here and it ends at the next single quote. But if we had double quotes, we would have to make what's called an escape sequence, which would look something like this for that to be allowed to happen. But you're safe to write double quotes inside of the single quotes and vice versa. So if we printed that out, we get the same string and we keep the quotation marks around that. Alright, so one other thing that's really important is concatenation. And what that is, it's like gluing two strings together to form a bigger string. So I'm going to create a variable called name. I'll put my name in there, Mike. So now I can concatenate that with something. And all you do there is you just write whatever you want, some type of string, and you use the addition symbol, and then you can add like that. And if you hit enter, it creates one big string like this and just says hello Mike. And notice that I added a little space there, and that just makes it to where if I didn't add that space, it would just look like one word, and that would be ugly. So prepare to do that to make sure that your sentences look right. And if you want to know the length of something, there's a built-in function for that, and it's called len, L-E-N, and then it has the parameters right here, and all you have to do is pass in a string or the variable that holds a string. So let's just say hello Python, and if I do that, it says that it has a length of 12. So that's cool. So we know how to do that now. And let's say that we want to get a substring of something, and what a substring is a smaller string within a string. Okay, so I'm going to create a new string and call it, use single quotes this time, try to get in the habit of doing that in Python. Say hello Python. So now we can get a substring of this, and it's called slicing. So if I wanted to just get hello, what I would do is I would say str, I'd call the variable, or I could just have the string name, and then you're going to want to put brackets, and you can either do it one of two ways. You can say 0:5, and this means that you're starting from the 0 index, which would be here, because in computer languages the first element in a string or in an array starts at 0. So this would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would be here. So everything in between there is good to go. So if I hit that, we get hello. And you can get the same thing by if you're already starting at 0, Python assumes you're starting at 0 if you start with a :5. Alright, there we go. So we still got hello. If you want to get everything after hello, what we can do is say str, and let's start at 6 so we don't have that space, and that will take us all the way to the end. So 6 colon and no number. So that gives us Python. Let's see what happens if we had done it at 5 colon. So we get that little space right there. Alright, so other things that we can do. Well, we can write print, and inside of print, we can give comma separated one-word strings if we wanted to. Let's just say my name is Mike. Alright, so what it's going to do is it's going to put this into its own string and give a space in between each of these words. So there we go, and it put the words all nicely together for us. We can multiply strings, so let's see, what was the last string I had? Hello Python. So I can say str times 3, and we get hello Python 3 times like that. It's not pretty, but it does come in useful sometimes. Let's say that we have a string that we write like this, a bunch of spaces, and I just say hi. Okay, so if I printed that out, that's kind of ugly. So one way we can get rid of all this extra nonsense white space is we can say str.strip, and that will get rid of all that extra non-useful white space, and it comes back to hi. And that comes in good if we're dealing with a bunch of data and we have a bunch of empty white space, and that can clean the code up for us a little bit, or the data up for us a little bit. We can take a string, let's go back to the name equals, put Mike. If we want to capitalize this, what we would do is say name.capitalize, and we get it capitalized. Or we can do name.upper, and everything gets capitalized. Or we can also do name.lower, and as you can imagine, we get that. So there are plenty of things we can do with strings in Python. So now, in case you want to know more things that you can do with string, because I could be here all day making new functions that occur. So let's say Python API string, get the result, and we're going to go right here, Python standard library, and go to built-in types, and where is it? Sequence types. See right here it says str, so you know that strings are in there. And now we can, here's a little bit on strings right here, and the methods and functions that we can call on string down here, and they are explained. So that is how you can look up a few more things that Python is capable of doing with a string. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe below if you like this. Thank you.